All right. Hello, meowdy, meow, 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 everyone. My first video that I'll be posting to YouTube. We'll see how it goes. For those of you who don't know me, I am a Speedstorm player. My name is McNugget. I have been playing this game since Season 3. You may have seen me on Twitch. You may have seen me in the ranked races. Or in the Discord, the official Discord, or in some other fan Discord servers. But I wanted to give my opinions on the Disney Speedstorm Community Pit Stop Season 6 improvements. I've seen other people do it. I've seen Skyliner do it. I've seen Lofton do it. And I just want to give you my opinions based on everything. You may agree, you may disagree. The issue with this game is that everybody is going to have different opinions based on what level their characters are, or, you know, what skill level we all are, or when you even started. Because if you start today, you're going to be behind progression-wise compared to if you played in Season 1. And that's obviously going to affect your play style, the matches you have, basically. So if you don't agree, that's completely fine. I'm just going to give you my perspective on everything and what I think of these patch notes, if they're good, if they're bad, if they're ugly. To give you some credentials, I am currently around about rank 30. I want to say maybe I'm 30 at the moment in the ranked leaderboard. So just to give you a bit of like something to, in case you're assuming, oh, this guy's just some random dude who's just hopped on and just thinks this and this and this. Oh my god, he thinks Figment is the best character in the world. No, I don't. I have been playing for a while. You don't have to take my words as the gospel. It's not set in stone. It's not. I'm not the best player. I'm not even like I'm not number one or anything like that. So everyone's gonna have different opinions, but I'm just gonna give you mine. So let's just, let's get into it and we'll see how this goes. I do have a highlighter here. Should be able to highlight the notes. I've already done this video once and I failed the recording, so hopefully this one goes a little bit better. So let's get into it. The teleport skill. So basically, the duration of the teleportation granted by the teleport skill has been reduced and is now consistent. It is no longer calculated based on a player's distance from the racer in first. The trail left by a racer using teleport is now longer and persists for a longer period of time to make it clearer. So, right off the bat, this is all fantastic news. The second point isn't needed at all. It's completely almost useless. But the consistency is going to be fantastic now, because the issue with the teleport skill was that this game is an RNG game. You're going to be racing against characters that are higher level than you, are higher rank than you, higher skill than you. Not only that, you're going to have, like, the characters in this game are very imbalanced because of the unique skills and individual stats and all this stuff, but also because, it is just a kart racer and you get different random skills. It all depends per race on a race per race basis. So you might end up in the lead, you might end up completely in last. But the fact that this teleport was triggering at really inconsistent times was not that good. And the issue with it was, like, if you're in last place, you can essentially go to third place. You can go to second place. And it's not fair for everyone else for you to be teleported in front of people. The way it should have worked is it kind of should work like a bullet bill, or in my opinion, it should take you in front or next to the person that is in front of you. So if you're in last place, it should take you to the person that's next in front of you. It shouldn't put you in front of everyone. That's not fair. It's not fair. And the way they had it before, that it was based on the racer in first, was completely stupid, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where the person in first is. If you're in last place and the person in first place is miles ahead, it doesn't matter how far ahead they are. You're not going to beat them, and you shouldn't beat them. You shouldn't be rewarded. You shouldn't be rewarded this massive boost. Be like, oh my god, you're in last place. We're going to give you this massive boost and take you to second. No, that's not fair, is it? it might not be fair to you in last place. The other person in first might be really good or have a busted character like Buzz, but there's not much you can do about that. They're going to have to fix other things to make it more balanced in that regard. But this solution, this teleport skill, is not a good solution. So hopefully this fixes that issue, because it was completely stupid and everyone was saying, just remove it, just remove it. And yeah. Anyway, we'll move on. Oh, well, that's interesting. I don't want that popping up, but that's okay. Tricksters, racer balancing. So this is interesting. I was not expecting this. I have read everything, by the way, and a lot of the things they say is they don't always give specific details. Sometimes they say, oh, 50% decrease, 50% increase. But then sometimes they say top speed increase, but they don't actually say by how much. How much speed? 500 speed? 1,000 speed? Are you giving this character a 100 million speed boost? Like, what's going on? So that's another reason why I'm making this video, is because if the devs just happen to watch this, that is one thing that someone, whoever wrote this up, needs to, I feel like they need to give more details. There needs to be more details for us to really give an accurate a judgment on this. Yeah. Anyway, Tricksters. Dashing a rival with the Trickster class will no longer apply the hack. It'll now grant the Trickster one random level 1 common skill. I really like this, but it could be bad. It could be good, it could be bad, because this could basically make it so that your Trickster can get skills that they normally shouldn't have. So this is going to make it very more random, but I think it's good because the Trickster class was lacking. It really, really is lacking, because the Trickster class is essentially the skillful class, because you've got brawlers who can just ram someone, get a full boost bar instantly, and they can just hit someone with their ability, and that'll basically give it to them anyway. Defenders have it easy. They get behind someone and they have infinite boost. Speedsters don't have it as easy, but usually their abilities give them a lot of speed, a lot of boost, sometimes even invulnerability. Tricksters, you can say the same for them as well, but the issue with Tricksters is that you have to maintain your boost. You have to keep drifting. And you got to do that with every class, but usually the way it works is your top speed is reduced because they expect you to be drifting and getting your boost. They expect you to be getting your boost, which is essentially going to be your top speed, which is going to basically equal out the playing field. But the problem is you can be slightly knocked by someone, just not even stunned. You can be slightly hit to the side, hit into a wall, and you've lost your boost. You've lost your drift. And that's not good. I feel like they should have done a solution for that. Maybe like hitting someone will drain their boost. That would be fun. That would be cool. They take their boost and you get boost in return. That would be cool. Might be a bit busted, but this could also still be busted. But I do think a buff was necessary. Tricksters only have one common skill. You got brawlers that have 3. Speedsters have 2, defenders have 2, Tricksters have 1. It's literally just the hack. The hack was useless. The hack basically, it's not useless. It does affect some people. It affects me. But a lot of top racers don't get affected by it. But, sometimes they can. But if they don't, it affects me. I'm up there. I'd like to think I'm up there, but, maybe I'm not as good as the rest, because sometimes I'll jump the wrong way and I'll be like, shit. But anyway, I think it's better than nothing. Elizabeth. So Elizabeth needed nerfs desperately. Back in season 3, when I started playing this game, I said, Elizabeth needs nerfs. And everyone said to me, no, I don't think she does. She's worse than Meg, basically. She's slower than Meg. I'm thinking, no, she's not. She's hard. She's terrible. She's inconsistent. You cannot avoid this ability. If you're behind someone, they're like, oh, just don't run into it. It's like, do you know how hard it is to not run into a trail? Do you know how hard it is to not run into a trail that you think is not there, but it's actually there because of some weird desync, which they are fixing this patch, by the way. So she needed a nerf. She was ridiculous, and she's finally got it. The length has been reduced by 50%, and the duration has been increased by 1, which is fine. It balances it out. The duration isn't really an issue. It is, but you can't just nerf and not give something in return, because you can if they're a completely busted character, but Elizabeth isn't like an S tier character. She's like a solid A. If S is the top, she's like a solid A. probably like at the top of A, but she's not the fastest. If you can get in front of her, she's basically not going to be able to affect you. But she is immortal, kind of. She has cloak a lot, so I think it's fine. I think it's all good. I think this is all good. It's all positive. What I don't think is positive, though, is everything in the Steamboat Mickey section. The length of the trailer has been reduced by 35%. I think that's fantastic. Steamboat Mickey's top speed has been increased. I think this is fantastic. This is the buff to the nerf. This balances him out. He is an epic racer for a reason. He is meant to be good. Epic is meant to mean something in this game. The only times that it doesn't mean anything is with Hades and Figment, which we will talk about another time. But yeah, so this makes sense. But what doesn't make sense is this manual boost is now granted to Steamboat Mickey each time a rival racer enters the trail effect of his charge skill. So the issue with this is, look, this isn't good. It's not good because he doesn't need this. Steamboat Mickey is a very slow character, yes. They've increased his top speed, which is fantastic, by an unknown amount, which I will say, where's the amount? Is it 200 speed, 500 speed? They don't mention it. So we don't know. But the problem is that the way trails used to work is that they didn't used to give many iframes. Back in Season 3, I would remember, like, if you get hit with a shield, if you have a shield and you get hit, you'll lose the shield, and then a split second later, you'll instantly get stunned by one of their abilities. Mainly because their abilities hit you so fast. It's like bang, 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 bang. If you're stuck in the trail, it'll be bang, 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 bang. You know? If you're behind the Meg trail, the kill feed, or the feed on the right will be like Meg, 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 Meg. You know? They might have changed that, though. I'll have to test it. But if you're getting so much manual boost from this, because you cannot really avoid a trail, especially when there's zipping left and right sort of thing, zigzagging, you know, it's not necessary. It's not needed. He didn't need this at all. This is going to make him busted. He was already A tier. I don't think this was needed. We'll have to wait and see. And I'll just quickly skip to here as well, because it's the exact same thing. Manual boost is now granted to Olaf. I don't think it was needed. They're both epics. They both have the same kind of ability. They both have the same nerfs and buffs, I think. Duration, no, they don't, actually. Same thing here with Olaf. Same thing here. Still don't know the top speed. The duration of the stun effect for Olaf, though, has been reduced by 50%, which I think is fantastic, because the issue with Olaf is last season, they gave out so many shards for this character. For everyone, for every Frozen character last season, they gave out so many shards. A lot of people are going to have a 4-star Olaf, maybe even a 5-star Olaf. So Olaf's ability is going to last so long, and it does. It's almost like a full lap, and you can essentially stack ability on ability, and it doesn't end. His ability almost doesn't end. So the fact that it's been reduced by 50%, the stun timer, is fantastic, because you're going to hit this. You cannot avoid this. And he's like an Elizabeth mixed with Steamboat Mickey. He's like two cancerous characters mixed together. So this is fantastic. He did need this. He did need this nerf, in my opinion. But this little buff here, I don't think was needed at all. But anyway, Steamboat Pete. Do I have green? I do have green. I think this is good. Pete's handling and acceleration has been increased. This is going to make it easier for newer players to get, you know, into the character. Into the character? It's going to make them better to get used to the character. Although, I still don't think it was needed. He was already an A tier, in my opinion, on my tier list, which I will do, maybe like in a couple days. He was already good. He got his ability nerfed, his really powerful ink puddles nerfed, but I don't think it was needed, because he is one of those high-risk, high-reward characters. He has the top speed. If you can use him, you are rewarded. But it is a nice adjustment. You know, he's still not busted. He's not going to beat Sully. Well, he could beat Sully, but maybe he can now with this. But yeah, he wasn't nearly on the level of Sully, so I think it's good. What I don't think is good, though, I mean, this is fantastic. Lilo's top speed has been increased because she needed it. She was about a B tier. But what is this? Excuse me. The trail effect of the charge activation of Lilo's skill no longer stuns rivals. I don't understand why they did this. I don't even understand. It could be a typo. This could be a typo because what is the point of the trail now? If there's a trail and you run into it and it does nothing, what's the point of the trail? It's like having an ability. It's like having, because everything in this game is color coded. If you have blue, you have some sort of speed ability. If you have pink, it's some sort of visibility thing. Yeah. Or a trickstery type thing. If it's green, it's a shield. If it's red, it's an attack. But if you have a white, like it's almost like a black and white kind of trail, if it's behind you, I don't know if it's black or white. It might be red and black. Red and white? Yeah, I don't know. What's the point? What's the point of having the trail at all if it doesn't do anything? I don't know what it does. But what's weird about this is I've actually tested the patch notes. You can actually update the game right now and test all of this. You can even play on the new track, which I'll talk about later. But this doesn't look like it's actually in effect because I used Lilo, I used her trail. The trail's still visible and it still hits people. It still pops up on the kill feed. It's still, I don't even know what you'd call it, stun feed? It pops up on the stun feed. I stunned a mic with this. So they might have changed it last minute, or maybe it's a typo. I hope it is because Lilo doesn't need this because she's not that good. She's like a B. She's a solid B. Her trail is the only thing good about it now is the invulnerability. Her trail is so incredibly, her ability is so incredibly slow. It's not fast like Aladdin. It's not like Mike. It's as fast as Goofy. You know, it's like going around corners with Goofy. You can outspeed this. You can drive normally, faster than her ability. I don't even use it. I prefer to use her camera, to be honest, because that actually gives you speed. You can go at your full speed and get more speed, whereas this is like, oh my god, I'm going to go slow, but I'm going to be shielded. And now it doesn't even stun people, so what's the point? I don't know. Hopefully, it's a mistake. Hopefully, because otherwise it is ridiculous and should not have happened. It is a massive nerf. It's not needed for Lilo at all. Yes, but yes, it should be reduced by 30% like the rest. You know, it should be the same as this, to be honest, but it's not. So I don't know what's going on. All right, so Aladdin. Let's move on to Aladdin. So this is good. This is a good one. Am I on green? No. Let's go green. You know, the speed at which Aladdin travels. Should I zoom in? Maybe I could zoom in, actually. That might be... Sorry about that, everyone. The speed at which Aladdin travels while the uncharged activation of his unique is active has been reduced by 15 kilometers or 9 miles per hour. I think this is fantastic. I don't think this is enough. This could actually be better. This could be like... Because look, I don't know what it is in miles per hour, but I know for me, when I use Aladdin's ability, I'm going about 200 and... I want to say average 250. I'm going 250 kilometers per hour compared to about maybe even... He might reach 200 normally. So he goes basically up 50 kilometers per hour. Maybe even more. Might even go to 280. I don't know. 15 is barely nothing. 9 for you guys is probably barely nothing. I don't think this is a massive nerf, but it could be better. It's still good. It's still a positive. He definitely needed something because he's definitely busted. Aladdin has a weakness where he's really squishy. His only shield is this ability, but actually with the trickster changes, that might, you know, he might be able to get a regular common shield. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I think this is still fantastic. What I don't think is fantastic though is these Jasmine changes. So let's have a quick check of the good stuff. The duration of the normal activation of Jasmine's unique skill has been reduced by 20%. Fantastic. Oh, I wish I could undo that. That's really annoying. Oh well. The duration of the charged has been reduced by 20%. The amount Raja moves while charged activation of Jasmine's skill is active has been reduced. Fantastic. I'm just going to do it to there. So the issue with Jasmine isn't that she's fast or slow. It's all about Raja. The problem with Raja is when you use Raja, it's like she has a shield around her. It's not a full shield. You can still stun her, but it's kind of like if I stun you, if you stun me, I'll stun you sort of thing. If you stun a Jasmine, you'll probably get stunned by the Raja as you go past. Not all the time, but that can happen. But the bigger issue is the teleporting. The Raja running across the map at light speed. And it's a DSIC issue that we've been told. And I hope they fix it. There's nothing here that they've mentioned that it says has been fixed. So it might still happen. But with the durations reduced, it might help. I don't think it will. That is what needed to be adjusted, but these are nice nerfs, I will say. The amount Raja moves, though, is interesting because we've already got the duration, which would be how much he runs forward. So the amount he moves must be like left and right. If that's the case, that is really good, because another issue that Raja had was that he locks onto you. So unlike Mowgli's wolf pack, the wolf pack will go through the middle of the track, so you can go left or right and completely avoid it. But with Raja, you cannot do that. With Raja, you just have to pray he doesn't target you, or just try to jump over him. Because Raja doesn't like people. He judges you. He looks at you and he goes, "I don't like you. I'm going to attack you. I'm gonna bite that booty, and I'm not going to stop until I get it." That's pretty much what he does, you know. He picks his target and he goes for it. So everything else here, everything in green there, I think is fantastic. What I don't agree with is everything here. This was not needed. Jasmine is now invulnerable while the normal activation of her skill is active. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I tested this. It's essentially just how you would assume it is, invulnerability. Now she cannot be attacked at all while Raja is next to her. I think that is so dumb, so incredibly dumb. Jasmine isn't even that bad. She didn't need this buff, because essentially what they've done is, okay, we've nerfed Raja. Cool. Raja was busted. They've nerfed Raja a little bit. Okay, it's still going to be very strong. It's still potentially going to teleport around the map and hit you. It's probably not even fixed, you know? And now they've buffed her. They've buffed her more. It's almost like they haven't done anything and they've just given her a buff. It's almost like it's just a buff. It's not good. This is not good at all. She's definitely going to be probably S tier after this. Jasmine now generates manual boost with the charged activation, which is freaking ridiculous as well. And her top speed has been increased, which is probably the only buff she needed to counteract all of this. She didn't even need top speed, to be fair. She's quite fast already. But all of this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. What am I using? Red? Okay. So let's have a look. The duration of the charge activation of Kristoff's unique skill has been reduced by 1 second. I think that's good. We'll swap to green in a minute. The amount Sven moves while the normal activation of Kristoff's unique skill is active has been reduced. Kristoff now generates manual boost. Okay, so basically, oops. This here is not good. Everything else I think is fantastic. Can I undo? That's dumb. That is dumb, man. That is so dumb. I'm gonna have to get a new program after this. So basically, I'll just talk about it while I'm doing this. The problem with Kristoff isn't necessarily Sven. It's actually his things that he throws down, whatever they're called. I don't know what they're called. His bed rolls, his pastries, his logs. I don't know. Why isn't it logs? I feel like, or why isn't it ice? I feel like it should be ice cubes or something. But basically, the problem is, if he's in front of you, he will affect you for so incredibly long. You can be in last place and he can be in first place, and you will still be able to get hit by these things. They've reduced it by 1 second. This should honestly be 2 seconds, maybe even 3 seconds. Because the problem with this, across all star levels, activation of his unique skill. So, of his charged. So, does this mean he's going to throw one less obstacle? If so, that's okay, because if not, then 1 second doesn't mean anything. I don't know why it says 1 second and not just like 1 second might not even affect it. He still might throw the last one anyway. He still might throw 10. If he threw 10 before, he still might throw 10. I don't even know if this is a big change. I think it needs to be 2 seconds, maybe even 3. It's so incredibly annoying because they roll as well, and you have to predict where they're going to be when you go around the corners. So you have to either just not hit them or be immune or jump like a maniac. And not only that, you cannot see them if you're going over a hill. So it's ridiculous, but it's still a positive regardless. The amount Sven moves has been reduced by 10%. I think that's good. I think that is really good. That's really good. While the normal activation have been reduced. Okay, so with Sven, I think he needs a bit of a buff and a nerf. So the speed at which Sven moves is actually really slow. I don't think this was necessary. It might be a positive for you guys, but it's a positive for now because of the issues. The issue with him is that they need to fix the ability to know when Sven is coming, because when he's behind you, you do not see him. You see him, you can hear him if you look behind you, you can see him if you look behind you, but he's not on your bottom of the screen like Raja, like the wolves. You don't know he's there until he hits you, or unless you look or you hear him. They need to fix that. Until they fix that, then I will consider this not good, because he's actually quite slow. Another thing about him is that he's those pushing abilities. He's like the second pushing ability, the second yellow pushing ability, like Elizabeth. If you have a shield, you will still get pushed by him, which I think is stupid. Invulnerability these days doesn't always mean invulnerability. I think it's dumb. That's a topic for another day. But Sven, I think it's positive for now. Anything that's going to nerf Kristoff a little bit is good. It's going to affect him overall. Kristoff now generates manual boost is dumb, as we said before. Dumb. Oh, wait a minute. No, hang on. I'm stupid. Excuse my language. This is actually a positive. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? So this one's actually good because it's not a trail. If Sven hits you, you're not going to get an infinite number of gosh darn manual boost. He's only going to hit a couple people, maybe even one person if you're lucky. So this is good. This is all good. Kristoff is good. Top speed, I don't think it was needed. I think it's fine. When I say good, I don't mean like it's was needed. I think it's just good, you know? Did I skip someone? I don't think I did. Okay, so Anna. There is a lot of talk about Anna, and I want to give my thoughts on it. So a lot of people, so I've heard people say, I'm not going to say who they are. I've heard people say that Anna is like a skill check. If you're good at the game, you can beat Anna. I say that's a load of. Anna is too strong. I can beat an Anna, don't get me wrong. I can beat an Anna. Come on, guys. I can beat an Anna. But the problem with Anna is she gets infinite boost. She's good with her handling. She's not a bad handling character. What else? Also she gets infinite boost. She has infinite shield, essentially. So you can stack your ability over and over and over. You can have shield basically up the entire time. Not to mention she has cloak on top of that. So if you don't get your unique ability, just hold on to your cloak. You have shield the entire time. She's like Elizabeth with infinite boost, and she gives the shield to someone, like to other people. So another issue is if there's one Anna on the team, people around her are not going to be getting hit. If you're a brawler like Hans, you're not going to be able to hit anybody. And if there's a few Annas on the team, you're screwed. It's kind of like the opposite of the issue we had with Jessie and Stitch. There was too much crap on the field where you would just get attacked. Now there's too much shield. There's just too many shields, because it's unlike Minnie. She's like Minnie, but Minnie only gets one shield. If you hit Minnie, her shield goes away. Sometimes it comes back. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it, but Anna has it indefinitely. And that, in some respect, is a bad thing about her, but she is incredibly fast, incredibly strong. And the issue I have with her is I don't think you should be rewarded by turning off your brain. She is essentially a zero skill character in my books. I can use an Anna and I can win. You know, I might not win all the time, and I might not win against Buzz or Sully, but I would say she's an S tier character easily, and she should not be that good, especially because she's like a epic. No, not epic. She's a rare. You know, she shouldn't be better than Olaf, who's an epic. We're not going to get into rarities, but They've nerfed the duration and they've nerfed the amount of manual boost generated, which is fantastic. I think that she's still going to be incredibly strong. When it comes to Ana and Hans, I feel like Hans should be able to easily beat an Ana, because Hans is a character that you need skill on. You need to be able to drift. You need to be able to go around these corners. And because he doesn't have or he didn't have invulnerability, it's just really annoying that you could lose to an Ana. It's really, really sad. But anyway, we're moving on to Elsa. Top speed increase. Cool. Elsa was kind of weak. They haven't touched upon her icy beam, you know? Her ice. I'm not going to say what I call it in stream, but her ice ability. They haven't mentioned it. There's something down below that we'll get to in a minute, but for now, this is good. This is good. I think this is good. Racer Hans. Top speed has been increased. I don't think was needed at all. That's probably a negative, but I'll take it. I mean, I'm a bit biased because I love Hans. I've chosen Hans to be the best character, and now after this, he is the best character in the Frozen season. There's no doubt about it. There is no doubt about it that he now gets invulnerability. That is ridiculous. Absolutely friggin' ridiculous. This is how it should have been to begin with, because invisibility, when people read invisibility, people were like, okay, it's like Randall. You don't get hit by stuff, but then you realize you do get hit, and it's kind of stupid. This is how it should have been to begin with, and then people should have been like, okay, this needs a nerf. But they've decided, okay, we're going to add it, even though he's really strong after everything. Like, he's pretty much like second best to Ana. I'm not sure why they've given him invulnerability now. I'll take it. But look, let's be real. I love this. But I think it's a negative. I think he might be too strong. I don't think he needs it. But we'll move on. Racer Bell. The duration of the speed boost granted by touching the birds while Bell's charge unique is active has been reduced by 20%. This is so freaking stupid. I'm not going to get heated in this video. Maybe in another video I'll get heated. But when I read this the first time, I thought, what is wrong with the developers? Do they even play their own game? There's nothing wrong with Bell. There's nothing even overpowered with Bell. Why would this be nerfed at all? Am I reading it right? The duration of the speed boost granted by touching the birds has been reduced. This is dumb. Dumb. Didn't need this at all. It should be increased, if anything. Bell needs a buff. Dumb devs. Dumb. Beast acceleration and handling has been increased. Fantastic. It's about time, because he's a friggin' gosh darn mess to play with. I don't think he's the worst tier. People think he's in the worst tier, but he's definitely hard to use. Mike Wazowski. The teleportation distance granted by doors from both normal and charged activation has been reduced. I think this is good. This is good because it's good, but it's also not. Mike, in my opinion, is not an A tier character. I think he's a B, maybe even C, because he's not nearly as good. Because you can destroy the doors, he's essentially a hit or miss. You either win really easily or you lose. You get absolutely destroyed. Because the issue with him is that, one, the doors don't appear where you want them to. If there's multiple directions to choose from, you don't know which direction these doors are going to go. You don't know if you're going to be able to get to them. Secondly, sometimes you can go into a door and it doesn't do anything. I don't know if you've ever had this. I don't know if you've ever experienced this problem. I've gone into doors. I've had the animation, like the cool effects around the screen that I've gone into the door. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. It's almost like, well, I don't know what it's like. But that's an issue. Another issue is that you can be stunned before going into a door and you won't go through the door, because that's an issue with the game. That's something to do with invulnerability. It happens with everything. You can be stunned before an item box and not pick up the item box. You can be stunned before a grind rail and fall through the grind rail, which I've talked to the community manager about briefly. Hopefully that gets fixed. But you can get stunned right before a door and you will not go through the door. The door can still be there. But yeah, and not only that, obviously they can get destroyed really easily with characters these days like Hans, Jesse, Pete, any character. Even if you use like a shot or a hack, you can destroy Mike's doors easily. Not only that, another issue, Mike can destroy his own gosh darn doors with the shot. It is ridiculous. If you want to use Mike and be good at Mike, you need to know all of this, and you need to be able to play around it because he has so many issues. But yes, the teleportation, if they're going to nerf all of this, they need to buff. They need to buff or fix him. They need to fix him. I hope they fix him. There's so many issues with him. They need to fix him. They need to make him more balanced or more consistent. Anyway, let's move on. Figment. This is fantastic. We needed this. The normal and charged unique skill activations now grant Figment 1 speed boost star regardless of whether a rival is inside the skill's AoE. This is fantastic because Randall has had this ability since launch, where Randall can use his door to get 1 charge. Because if there's no one around you, what are you supposed to do? Figment is useless. Figment is one of the worst characters in the game. Not only is he bad because of this ability, he's also bad because of desync. The uncharged ability barely does anything. I've used it so many times and I don't get any stars, even though there's thousands of people around me. They can literally be all huddled around me in a group hug and nothing will happen. Plus, they barely give out his crew members, so he has no extra stats. They barely give out his shards because he's a mid-season racer. He's just bad. He's just bad all around. And it's sad because he's an epic. He should have had this from day dot. He should have more than this. Figment needs a bit of a rework. His uncharged ability needs a rework. They can keep his trail. He needs something to hit people in front of him to get stars because it's ridiculous. He needs more than this, but this is a good start. He is really fast if you can get all the stars. Just getting those stars is like impossible. I cannot get my Figment to champion. I cannot get him there. It's impossible. Hercules. So the duration of the speed boost granted by both normal has been increased. The duration of both normal and charged has also been increased. This is good, but it's not needed. This is not needed. It's actually probably a negative to some people. You might read this and think, why? This is not needed. Negative. It's a positive. He's not a broken character. He is really strong though. He already got his buff like a few seasons ago. He didn't need this. He did not need it at all. But I'll take it. I think it's fine. It's not going to break the game. He didn't need it though. Minnie Mouse's top speed stats have been reduced. This is freaking ridiculous. Ridiculous. This is almost as bad as Lilo and Belle. This is friggin' ridiculous. Also, Shang's top speed has been increased. Ridiculous. It's almost like this. We just do this. We'll just do this. Not needed. Not needed. Not needed. This is kind of good. This is good. I don't know what issue people were having with Mowgli, but hopefully they can play Mowgli better now. None of this was needed. Minnie Mouse is not a good character. I'm sorry. She is not good. Her and Daisy are not good. When they both got released, we all thought, oh my god, they're fantastic. They are not good. They are not good. Minnie Mouse doesn't have a shot. If she's behind you, she cannot do anything, basically. She only has, if she's in front of you, she can block you. She basically has nothing. Her top speed can be beaten by so many people. You have no idea how hard it is for me to use Minnie Mouse at level 35 in like the champion category, like a champion rank. You cannot keep up with people. It's ridiculous. Plus, you're giving your speed to everyone else. It's like Anna, but worse. She didn't need this. This needs to be reverted. Shang's top speed stat has been increased. Reverted. Needs to be reverted. He was already good. Shang is easy to use. He doesn't need this at all. Shang, yeah, whatever. This wasn't needed. Hercules, not needed, not needed, not needed. Anyway, we'll move on because this is getting very long. Stuns and walls. See, we have made adjustments that should reduce the number of instances where racers trapped against the walls after being stunned. This tells me nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't know if the game devs, Gameloft is reading this, not reading this, watching this. What does this mean? This means nothing to me. This means nothing. It should reduce the number of instances. That doesn't tell me anything. What have you done? What happens? Can I control which direction I'm looking after I'm stunned? Is there an automatic driving mode that takes me away from the wall? What happens? Tell me. You haven't told me nothing. It doesn't tell me anything. We have made adjustments to reduce instances where you get stuck basically on like airlifts and okay. Basically, I assume what this means is if you have no momentum on these things and you hit them, you'll be given forward momentum. That's what that has to mean. We can work this one out. This one, I don't know what this means, but it's good. Both are good. I did that again. Beautiful. Anyway, Season 2, Chapter preview. This is fantastic. So now you can plan ahead. This is essentially a solution to the problem that they've created. They don't want to make the season tour a single player friendly experience for free to play people. Even though the season tour is your single player content and should not be locked behind characters or things that you cannot access for new players. It's essentially the Grand Prix mode of Mario. You know, you can do all of that completely free. There's no character lock. There's nothing like that. You can actually unlock characters and use them. It's like, it's amazing. But they're like, we're not going to do that. We're just going to make it so that you can prepare better. You can prepare better with your wallet. That's what this tells me. It's good. It's a positive change. They obviously don't want to do the other changes that people say. That's fine. Aladdin, Genie, Jafar, Hades, Gaston, Kristoff, and Hans are now available to select in the Racer Boost. We already knew this. The bad thing is we cannot select Elsa, Anna, Olaf, Wally, Hortensia, or Oswald. They're never going to allow us to do it because they want us to pay money. This is how they're going to get money. So, I mean, it's still a positive, but we'll quickly get through this, yeah? The season box. The season box is being split into seasonal racer-specific boxes. Each of the new boxes will include racer shards for that particular racer as well as crew shards. Players will be able to use season box credits on any of the available season boxes, while the free golden pass... Okay, so this is good, right? This is well, actually, this is good and bad. I see this as good and bad. I said to everyone that was watching in my streams last season, this season still, but last season, if you're watching late, but they gave away so many free season box credits because I'm currently ranked level 75 in the season pass. I've been given an extra 15 credits on top of the 20 or 30 or so that they gave out. So I knew that they were going to nerf. Oh, excuse me, voice crack. I'm losing my voice here. They gave out way too many shards this season, and this is their solution to that. They're still going to give out the same amount of the same amount of season box credits, but now you have to pick and choose. So if you want to go for Ursula, who's an epic, you're not going to get lucky and get who's a common, maybe Eric or Triton. You're not going to get them because in the previous box you could get Elsa and you could get Kristoff, because I've got Kristoff to 5 stars because he's a common. You cannot do that anymore, but you can choose who you want. But it just means if you're going to go for a common or a rare, you might be able to. It might benefit you. You know, if you're going for Eric or Triton, you might actually get them really quickly, and it might be really good. It might be a positive, but it's probably going to be a negative to you if you're going for Ursula, which sucks because I want to go for Ursula. We'll have to wait and see what happens. While the golden pass track and seasonal. So basically, this is basically saying you will not get these boxes until you have unlocked the characters. So basically, you're going to be able to get these boxes for Ursula. I'm assuming Ursula because she's epic. She's going to be in the battle pass. I'm going to assume Triton and Eric, because Triton and Eric are common. So one of them is going to be in the battle pass, so you're going to get them for free. And one of them is going to be the special character. Unless they put Ariel as the event character. I don't know if they will, though. They might make Ariel the season chapter, the season tour chapter character. Whoever is the season tour chapter character, you're going to have to wait to get their box, unfortunately. And I think it's going to be Ariel. So that's the issue with that. It's 3 good, but 1 bad. It's technically a bad, because you cannot just pay money straight away. It's technically a bad, because you cannot just pay money straight away and get what you want. This multiplayer boxes, they're being split. I don't know why. I don't see this as a positive or a negative. I've already got everything in the multiplayer store. Everything in the multiplayer boxes you can get really easily within a season or 2. It's really easy. If you play ranked, you can get it really easily. It's not a positive or negative. I don't see any issue with it. Yeah, whatever. Improvements have been made for desync issues with trail with trail-based common and unique skills. This is fantastic. I just wish it was fixed with other characters as well, like Randall, Lilo, and Figment. Their abilities require people to be near you to get their charges, and with desync, you basically don't get anything. It's ridiculous. I hope they fix that as well. New loading screens, that's unique skill descriptions. Lovely, beautiful. The loading screen looks fantastic. Additional racer objectives. Cool. I like, you know, more content, more stuff. Racer start levels now visible. Beautiful. New players now have the option to unlock one additional racer after completing the first starter circuit. They could choose between... Whoa, I didn't actually read this the first time. Belle... Wait, what? I'm gonna choose one racer from Belle, Donald, Mike, Mulan. Donald? You already get Donald. What are you talking about? Belle, Mike. Oh my god, pick Mike. Don't pick Mulan. Don't pick Jesse. You can pick Jesse. Pick Michael. If you're watching this in the future, pick Mike or Jesse. Don't pick Mulan. Don't pick Belle. Don't pick Jack. Mulan sucks. Jack is average. Belle is average. Donald, you already get Donald. What are you talking about? I'm not sure what this means. You're supposed to be able to get Mickey, Donald, and Goofy for free. I don't know what this means. If this means you don't get Donald for free anymore, I'll be upset. I'll be very upset if it means you don't get Donald for free. Fix an audio bug that caused the sound of Shang's beautiful. Awesome. That was an issue. They haven't fixed anything else though. So that is the end. Obviously, this is all not supposed to be green. You just ignore the green. There's a lot of things they haven't done. Everything here is mostly positive. Don't look at green. 80% of this is positive. 20% of it isn't or unnecessary. There's things they haven't done though, and I'm upset. They haven't fixed Hortensia's skills, I don't think. There's no mention of it. They haven't fixed, you know, animation bugs. They haven't fixed the snowballs on the frozen track. They haven't done anything to any tracks that I'm aware of. They haven't fixed any audio issues of characters using the wrong voice lines when using skills, so you don't know what skill they're using. They haven't fixed, as I said before, desync with Figment, Randall, and not so much Lilo, but mainly Figment and Randall, getting their charges and for their abilities. They haven't fixed... I can't even think of any other characters. What haven't they fixed? They haven't fixed Mike's doors. They haven't fixed Belle's spawns of her you know, her furniture, because it can spawn in random locations where you don't want it to. There's a few things they haven't done, I will say, and they haven't changed ranked. They might have, but they haven't mentioned it here. A little birdie told me that they were going to do ranked changes. Apparently, they've adjusted the 1v1, so you don't get 1v1s. But I was told that this season, if you're in Champion, you're going to get lobbies a lot easier. But I don't think they've done that. And I'm a little upset. So, yeah, that's another issue. But, oh well. I can't think of anything else at the moment. Thank you for watching. These are my thoughts on everything. I think it's mostly all positive. Could have done a little bit more. I hope they do a mid-season update where they address the things that they haven't done. Let's just get rid of all this so you don't get confused. Because there's definitely things they haven't addressed. But thank you for watching. This is just one guy's opinions. You might agree, you might disagree. I just wanted to give you my thoughts from someone who's been playing for a while and is relatively higher up on the leaderboard. Other people higher up on the leaderboard might disagree though as well. So this is just, you know, take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope this, I hope I'm able to get this video out. See how it goes. Thank you all. Ciao, ciao, meow, everyone. And maybe I'll make another video after this if this goes well. If you, I guess leave a like, you know, add a comment. I'd like to know your comments. Please let me know. Or join my Discord if you want to come and chat with me about it. Or join the streams. Come join my streams. See you all. Ciao, ciao, meow.